I either need to get more cameras or a bigger couch because this is a little insane.
It's good to be comfortable, cozy. That's fire. Wow. I love this setup, yo. I'm proud of you. This is great. Get to move it down.
Oh, God.
I just hope we can hear it because
I mean,
I'm not too far.
No, you're fine. You're chilling. You're chilling.
Wow. It wants to come and collapse.
How's your day going? Have you started making money off this music stuff yet? Have you started making money
today? Have I made money today?
Just asking. Have you started making money yet?
Yes, man.
What is words?
Last
What is
year was
words?
the first year that I devoted myself. I set the standard for myself. I'm not gonna do any like unpaid shows, and to be able to set that standard for myself and still get shows is great.
That's fair. That's fair. What's up, y'all? It's your host, Sensei. Okay, we're back another episode. I'm not my co-host, but I'm with
Mack OC.
Mack. It's been a while. It's been
sir,
how was the last time you were on here?
That was like when you first started.
Wow.
That was the first time when you first started making like videos of it for.
Yes. I remember that.
But I was also there when you were just recording on your phone.
No, facts. It's been a long way. It's been a long way.
Sure,
you didn't have dreads or whatever this is.
The hair journey.
Would you ever add what's that stuff? Weave to your stuff to make it long? Have you ever thought about doing that?
No, I thought about it before. I know people that have done it.
Of course,
I wasn't going out on, but I know people that have done it, and I just feel like my hair is past that point now.
For doesn't even need it for real.
Yeah, like there's no point now. I would do it for fun though, maybe one day.
I feel it.
Not to really just have it as a style.
I feel it. Speaking of the past, what was your favorite moments of the year that we just finished? Your favorite moments?
2022, man. I don't know. I traveled a lot. I went to a lot of different states, so that's probably like.
Did you get a different vibe the more you were traveling from each spot?
Yeah, for sure. I went to a lot of places for the first time. I went to like New York for the first time, New Orleans for the first time, and like just seeing different cultures of that for real is like it's a really interesting type of differentiator. You know, Minnesota don't get a lot of that.
What you mean?
Like Minnesota don't get too much you don't get too much culture in your face in Minnesota besides like white culture, you know?
Really?
So, in certain areas, I guess you can see certain black culture, but it's really just like mixtures of other stuff. I feel like other places, other states, you get to see like this solidify like New York or to solidify New Orleans, like type of the South or the East or the West, like that kind of stuff. You know?
So it's more of the sense that there's like culture in and of itself is just blackness, really?
Culture originated from blackness, I feel like, for sure. But a lot of things originated from blackness. Everything originated from blackness, you know?
Oh, okay.
So it's like, I don't know. Black people are the best at showing a culture, for sure. Like, really.
What you mean by that?
They're really able to. The most culture you see is within black people and black culture, in the most part. I feel like, especially, like, no, not even just in America, like, throughout the world. I feel like black culture is just so prominent and so in your face that you can really see it.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, no.
And stuff just being like, oh, we just picked this up and we just picked this up and we just do this. Like, we have it solidified. Like, this is the shit we do.
Oh no, I feel that. Yeah, no, I take the same kind of approach when you're talking about when you go to different spots. For example, like New York, I feel like there's more of a exaggerated nature when you get to East Coast compared to like the West Coast. You know how they say West is like more like chill and vibrant and stuff like that.
Yeah.
While you were, because you went to New York to perform in front of like, what was that event that you were performing at?
It was National Action Network. It was like civil rights movement group, like #1 in the world. Shout out Tail Hindi, shout out Al Sharpton, all the people that were able to get me there for real and get me an opportunity to be on any type of stage, any type of stuff. It was just being there. I didn't even go there with the intention of performing right away. I just want to network and to just see what's going on because I had the opportunity to. But then,
how did you just randomly perform if you weren't there to perform? Bro.
You get to talk to people, and just off of talking to people, talking to the right people, showing them my stuff, and they offer for just, you know, that's cool. Come on. And
so did you go out of your way to make it happen, or was it somebody like kind of like put you in position?
I give a lot of credit for sure. Tay put me in a lot of positions that like I was only there because of Tay. You know, I was there because of the opportunities that Tay has given me. And but once I was there, I got to really just Tay pointed me in good directions of like, this is who's important, this is who is important to this aspect, that kind of stuff. And just off of being pointed in those directions, it was just for one, like shout out Ashley Sharpton, Al Sharpton's daughter, and how I got to perform originally was just being in the convention, and Tay let me know Ashley is someone you need to talk to when it comes to the performances of this weekend and this whole trip. And
real quick, for those that do not know, who are the Sharptons?
Al Sharpton.
They don't really know the name, but they don't know who they are.
Al Sharpton is I would say civil rights activist.
Okay.
But like I don't know exactly what his title would be for sure, and I can't speak too much when I really don't know exactly like what he do. But I know as a founder of National Action Network. Which is the big civil rights group within the United States, like the biggest one. Oh. So he is known for that and many other things, I'm sure. But Ashley Sharpton is his daughter, and it's mainly run by them, and she was in charge of the performances of the weekend. So I saw that she was in some room by herself. I'm not gonna lie, she was in some room outside of the convention by herself, maybe with like 2 other people, and I just took the opportunity at that time to like go into the room, just go to her like, hey, I know you don't know me, but I'm here with Tay, I'm here with National Action Network, and I heard you're in charge of performances, this and this. She gonna tell me, so do you sing? Do you rap? What do you do? I tell her I mainly sing. I do whatever I can though. She said, all right, perform right now. Do it right now on the spot. And I said, I can perform right now, or you want me to play your music? She said, it's up to you. They have an aux cord right there. I just plugged in a song. I put on, I think, So Long it was, and she in the middle of it was like, oh, so you can sing. This is really what you do. Yeah, for sure. And she said, play another one. Play another one. She said, play another one. I play another one. She said, okay, I like that one. Do that one tonight.
What was one that she was like, I like that one, so this one, play this one?
She said she specifically liked So Long and How Could I Worry, but she said because it's a lot of older folks that are going to be in the building, they would prefer How Could I Worry.
Oh, okay.
Because it's more gospel. So I said for sure that I would do that. So she gave me the opportunity to open up the show for sure. And on top of that, I got my first modeling opportunity too, off of just networking as well. That I was literally just standing outside of the convention, and some man comes to me and he asked if I was one of the models, and if I'm one of the models, then I need to come meet in the room right away. I said I'm not one of the models, and I'm just here as a performer. And he said, do you want to be a model? And I said, nah, I would love to. And he said, I'm running the whole fashion show today. You just come here. And he brought me in the room, got me dressed, introduced me to other designers, and I walked for the first time. So it was fire. It was just a great opportunity. God put it in certain places for sure. So,
I feel that. So there's an emphasis on team that I'm getting from it, really. How important is that? Like being able to curate your own team effectively, because I feel like that's one of the biggest problems with a lot of like Minnesota artists. Their teams don't really set themselves up to win in the long term, because it seems kind of like random people just together. That's what it seems like. Not really like a well organized machine that is getting out your contents, that is putting you on interviews, that are setting you up with different people to 100%. Talk. Right.
100%. I feel like my main thing I take away from like just trying to make a team. Your team can be anybody, you know, and it's just your people. But just making a team full of people that actually believe in you, that are not just there for the bread, not just there for whatever thing is. Like they actually believe in you. And those are the people that are gonna work whether money's there or not, you know, and they're gonna really try and do their best regardless of what's actually going on. So I feel like just with creating my team, it's genuine connections. Like you a part of my team, Shane a part of my team, like my family can be a part of my team, you know? It's the same for everybody, but just knowing, putting the business before that as well, for sure.
Oh, no, I feel that. Honestly, something that I've noticed with a lot of people when it does come into world building and team building, they don't really see the intricacies and like how, not just how personalities match with different people, but how different interests can also align and go and diverge at the same time.
Right.
Where it gets to the point where holding people accountable is not really a thing that is in the main frame when it comes to creating the team, where it's like it seems where being able to check someone isn't really important, really, where it just seems like they just let the person just move just because like, well, I mean, I guess I could say something, but that would change the way that we set each other up, basically.
Check your people. Check your people. Keep your people in check. Everybody else in the world gonna lie.
No, facts. How do you vet the people you're around?
How do you vent?
How do you vet?
What's vet?
Like separates. Figure out if they're right for the job. Things like that.
I feel like it's just genuine connection too. Like it's just you can tell who's actually trying to take this seriously or that kind of stuff. But you talking about even friends, not just business stuff?
Yeah, friends too as well.
Yeah, like it's genuine vibes for sure. And you don't got to be around everybody, but everybody should serve a purpose in your life, even if it's not no like financial. Not everybody got to be a financial purpose. Not everybody got to be a business partner, but like everybody should serve some type of purpose, even if they just bring you happiness. You know, but if it's not, if they take in more than they're able to give, then they don't need to be in your life, y'all.
I feel that.
Too grown.
Facts. That is a very major emphasis. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like people this year the year that just passed, 2022, gave people a lot of chance to like learn about individuals and as well as like learning about themselves as wholes, right?
Right.
And what were some major lessons that you took away from 2022? And do you feel like there's a selfish streak that comes around people just naturally?
Yeah. Some of the main thing I took away from 2022 is just no action behind your talk is just talk. You know, it's just words, and anybody can just say the words, but few people actually do the stuff. And I need to do a better job of just. You don't even need to speak on everything you're doing. You know, you just got to do it because nobody's gonna care until you do it. Because everybody can talk. Nobody cares about something that you do that everybody else can do. The same way you walk, nobody applauds you for walking because everybody else can walk. You know what I'm saying? But they only applaud you for the things that they can't see themselves doing. But it's only set in stone when you do it. You feel what I'm saying?
No,
so
I feel that. I feel that.
Just got to do it. I need to do a lot less talking and just do it.
Yeah. Do you think there's ego behind that, where it comes to you just want to let everyone know what you're doing? Kind of like the whole when 2023 comes back, don't get in my life, things like that.
You people just want to let everybody know because to them at the time, that's almost the equivalent to actually doing it. It's just speaking. Like if I were to go on my social media right now and talk about this year, I am going to try to open for Kendrick Lamar, whatever thing is. At a point, that's like a little bit satisfying because it's like I know there's people on my social media that can believe like he's closer to doing that than I am. Okay. So it's like there's a somewhat of a possibility, you know what I'm saying, of that happening. So it's kind of like an announcement, but not an announcement. Okay. That's something that I'm working on. Or this year I'm gonna drop this project and it's gonna be this, and this. Like it's just good to let people know that I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, and it's almost the same as actually doing it. Like it's the closest thing you get to actually doing it is speaking on I'm finna do this. But then like it leaves people with the door to like put their own energy, put their own opinion, like all that kind of stuff. And of course, if they can't do it, people love to stop something that they can't do. People love to stop something they can't do. So as soon as you, I know if I hear talk about I'm finna go try and open for Kendrick, every other Minnesota artist in damn state is going to subliminally be like, you know what, bro? One, that's not gonna happen. I'm doubting you. And two, if it's on my count to make that happen, I'm not gonna help. And I would personally damn near stop that from happening if it was up to me.
Really?
For sure.
Do you feel like there's like a self-sabotaging nature when it comes? Well, one thing that I've noticed about like getting creative and making your stuff blow up and having actual notoriety for what you're doing, it feels like until you reach a certain threshold, it just eats at itself. But once you hit this amount of level where they know they can't even stop you even if they tried, then it's like, oh yeah, no, it's just complete love and admiration. Now it's like, can I get some help?
But that's when it's done. That's when the job is already done. If it's all just in talk, then they still have their I can stop this or this can be stopped or whatever the thing is. If it's already done, then they have nothing left to do but to just love and appreciate it. Fakely, though. Because they know they don't even really rock with this. But it's like, you know what? I have nothing left to do but to support. If I'm on Billboard tomorrow, there's so many people in this state that you have nothing left to do but to support me at that point. And just be, you know what? I know Mac. That's my dog. We used to make music. We used to do this, and this. You have nothing left to do but to piggyback to try and get yourself up. But you know that if it was up to you to get me there, you wouldn't have done that. You would have rather put yourself on, of course, as everybody else.
How do you know when that's happening?
I just, honestly, it may be sad, but it's like I kind of already assume it of everybody.
Okay.
I already assume it of everybody because I know how I know that how easy it is to get into that mindset, and I know that I've had to fight that mindset and continuously struggle to fight that mindset, you know? And to get to a point that you see other people succeeding at any level or talking about what they're finna do and be like, you know what? I'm genuinely happy for you. I genuinely, truly hope that that works out for you. And if there's any type of animosity in my heart, it's only because of me and only because I am now disappointed or in myself that I'm not there as well.
Of course.
And I want to work to get there or past that, you know? So just face it towards yourself. Stop putting it on to the other person. You know what I'm saying? It's not their fault.
As time goes on, do you feel like not so much that you're not better than everybody, but it's like the music that you're making is more complete than everybody else around you?
I feel like I'm always gonna feel that way. I feel like I felt that way since like the beginning. Like I always feel like there's ways that I can improve my music, but you ever seen like that meme of like Tory Lanez like I'm just nice, like nice and like that's just how I be feeling at like most of the time in my head. It's just like I really just believe that my stuff is nice, and that it's never. That's one thing in my life that is a certain for me. Like it's like a guarantee. Like there's nobody that can come and convince me that I make bad music ever in my life. You know. So even if I don't think this is the best music in the world, to me, I'm the best artist in the world because I'm the only artist that can make exactly what I want to hear.
So it's not so much where you're making music for other people, but you're basically just making it for your own playlist?
In a way. Because I know I make music that it's like, my whole music making process is I wish this song was out in the world, so and I'm able to put it out into the world. So like, I haven't heard this song before. I can make it.
What is it that's holding you back from like actually going crazy and really just like expanding your music? Because weren't you and your collective of Ozone supposed to open for like Chris Brown and Jack Harlow and just start like doing like a bunch of other like crazier shit that like a bunch of people just couldn't even step to?
It's coming. It's coming. Everybody, calm down. It's coming. It's coming. Don't even worry about that one. Next topic. It's coming. Don't stress about that one. No vex.
Then what is holding you yourself back then from completely?
It's coming. No vex.
Okay.
Everything is in due time. It's really just God's time and no cap. It's not. Nothing's really holding me back. It's just when God says time, it's time, and that's the only time I'm working on. So.
Okay, I feel it. Is there an aesthetic that you try and curate when you're making your music?
Just fun. I feel like I really want, like I know at times it comes off as like more serious, and I know some things I want it to be taken more seriously, but like the overall thing is I just want to relate to this. I want you to relate to this feeling, and like if it's sad, relate to this sad. If it's happy, relate to this happy, and whatever thing is, just feel what I'm feeling. You can hear the song and you know what I'm trying to make you feel. Just feel that. And that's it.
Who are your inspirations then? Who do you get like style cues from, music cues from, things like that, where it seems like you're trying to emulate their idea?
Literally, overall, everybody. Like I know that there's major artists. Like right now, I'm trying to go more of an Afro vibe and really see more of like a R&B, all types of different genres for sure. But like people like Remo right now are really inspiring me. Burna Boy. Always been inspired by Chris Brown, T-Pain, Justin Bieber, like people like that are really just icons to my eyes. Of course, the J. Cole's, the Kendricks, all that stuff, but like, and Beyonce's, Rihanna, Frank Ocean. Like,
the reason why I bring it up, it seems like you're trying to get like an African Smino vibe. That's like the idea that I'm getting.
That's pretty.
From the type of the way that you try and make music. Is that like a forced aesthetic that you're trying to curate for others to see, or?
I'm trying not to force it. I'm just trying to make good music, however, like whatever gives me the most freedom, whatever route gives me the most freedom, that I can do this, I can feel free to do this, and I can have fans that also feel free to do this. I want everyone to feel the same freedom, that you can come to a Mack OC show and expect to rage, to throw water, to crowd surf, but to also cry and sit back and be friends with somebody next to you. Like I want it to be as just whatever route lets me be as open as possible. I prefer to do that. I'm not trying to force no type of specific.
Cause like I remember I was playing music in front of like one of my homegirls, and it was like, oh no, it seems like he's trying to make pretty nigga music. That's like the idea that he's going for in the long term.
Pretty nigga music. What's pretty nigga music to you?
I don't know. It seems like what Brent Faiyaz was doing before he dropped his most recent project. Because like we can both argue if it was good or not. I feel like he just didn't care about that album personally. But
I take.
do you think it's good?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even hear the whole project.
Okay.
I really want to though. I'm going.
It's kind of boring after your
really.
Yeah, no,
I've only heard like 2 singles off it, and I wasn't too
a little
geeked,
boring. But beyond the point.
Brand.
Basically, that type of like idea where it's like, it's not that everybody wants me. It's that I know everybody wants me, but that is not what I want. Yeah. So.
I don't know. Like, I hear that for sure, but I feel like whenever I'm like specifically talking about women or talking about relationships, that kind of stuff, I'm just trying to be honest. Like, I'm not trying to push no like fact of I'm just this pretty guy that everybody wants or whatever thing is. I'm being a buck. Like, I've had situations that people didn't treat me so pretty or treat me like I'm this top dog guy, or I didn't treat myself like I was this top dog guy, you know? And I'm going to talk about each side. And there's times where I feel like I'm finest thing in the world, and I'll talk about that side too. Every guy goes through all those kind of emotions, so just trying to be honest with it, for real.
Is there a distracted nature when it comes to you?
Distracted nature?
Do you think you're just like a distracted nigga?
That I'm distracted from other things? For sure. ADD for me is crazy. I'm distracted by so many things. Like, it's so easy for me to just be on a straight line on this, but this happened, and now I'm over there. Like, it's everywhere.
How is it living like that?
You gotta just know your ticks. You gotta know when to snap yourself out of it. Like, and it's continuously working. It's continuously like, I could sit and think about one thing for 2 hours, but then when I want to focus on one thing, I could get distracted by something that's completely irrelevant. Like, it's so many ways that your mind will work, and it's running 110% all the time, and it's like just trying to find little things that work for you. Like, one thing I've tried to be working on these past, like, over winter break is when I am sitting down and not doing anything, at the peak point of like I really don't want to get up, that's when I get up. Like that, I'll just stand up. Even if I have nothing to do, just stand up and go and start trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to do things when you don't want to. Training yourself to, like, I'm able to do something when I don't want to do it.
Okay, I feel that.
Just discipline for the real.
When it comes to your music, is there like 2 sides of it? Like, do you feel like you separate yourself from your music?
No. I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm supposed to. But realistically, I think like Mack, McFortune, Ibekwe is like the same as Mack OC, but Mack OC is just amplified. Like, Mack OC is just really like every emotion of mine, everything is really like amplified. It's just pushed.
How so?
But like, I feel like Mack Ibekwe is just so much like I feel like I'm cool. I feel like I'm the same kind of guy, but like when it comes to Mack OC, the kind of like confidence, the kind of like, this is like straightforwardness of Mack OC is just different. I guess like that's the kind of person you're gonna see on the stage, but that's a real all over the place kind of guy. But I feel like I'm all over the place in person, but it's like a little bit dialed down, just a little bit though.
Do you feel like that's how it was when you were in Atlanta? When you were first going to school out in Atlanta?
Man, I was really dialed down over there. I had to figure everything out. I was like, I had to change stuff up so quickly. Like, my Minnesota nice culture and everything like that, I got there and they immediately checked me and told me, bro, you got to switch that up or you're going to get us all in a bad situation. And I just had to figure out ways to switch it up, you know? Just
how so? What was like the turning point when you realized, okay, this is not Minnesota no more?
Within the first week.
Actually, let me give more context, because it's like, it's not so much where it was like you're the guy in Minnesota, but I was talking to my friends about one of my friends about this. One thing that I realized from being in Minnesota versus DC, there's not too many dark-skinned men with waves, ears pierced, just like look like I do here, right? But when I was in DC, it's like, I mean, there's just more people that like look like that.
For sure.
So there's more that you need to do to like stand out. Where it's like the basic things that you're doing here don't really hit the same when you're over here, because Blackness is not like a caricature that's just a mythical thing as it is seen in Minnesota.
No cap, you're just a unicorn to them. In Minnesota, you're just a unicorn. You're just a token black boy. But I was afraid of that when I first went to HBCU. It was just like, you know, you thrived in this white area because you were black. So now when you are moved around hella other black people that are trying to do the same thing you do, and it could be better, it could be worse, whatever thing is, what's going to make you stand out? And I just felt like that was the biggest test for me ever, and that was the most needed. Of like, if you're really tough, if you really believe this is what you're supposed to do, you should be able to stand out anywhere you go, not just in Minnesota, not where it's just handed to you.
Okay.
So got there, and you said the moment that
like really
hit me was it was like the first week, the freshman week, we're all getting initiated, and we had a freshman talent show, and I last minute tried to whip some song of mine up, and I went and did this performance for them, auditioned, and in the audition they were going crazy. Like, they were like, this is amazing, you got it, on the spot, you're in the show, you got it. They put me in the show, I went and performed. It was the greatest feeling of my life. I was so geeked up. Like, that was one of the best performances I've ever done. The crowd was going insane. I checked my phone as soon as I got backstage. I got, no exaggeration, over 100 followers in the 2 minutes that I was on stage on Instagram. Off of that, people were hitting my phone. DMs were going crazy for however long. And then it got to the end of the show. I was watching every other act. I was like, that's not really touching me. I got it. I had it in the bag. And we got money on the line too for the talent show. And then we finished the talent show. They call us all up to the stage in front of the whole freshman class. The seniors are there too, all type of stuff. They read off the names. First, second, and third, I did not place. I did not win. I did not win nothing at all. And that moment, like, not hearing my name called, and all the judges had a piece of paper where they wrote like reviews of this is why I gave you this score, and this is what you could, like, this is my problem with your performance, I guess. And I went home, read the papers. Some of the judges was talking about lack of creativity, lack of this, and this. I still have all the papers to this day. 'Cause I sat in that dorm room, and that was the first time that I had to question myself of, is this what you're supposed to do? You came all the way down here talking about this, and this for music. You just won all these awards in Minnesota. You got all this praise in Minnesota. You come here and you don't even place third. You don't even place third in this.
Were you like fourth, or were you like damn near last?
They didn't even let us know what the places was afterwards. I mean, we could have went and got all the scores and but it's like I was not even ready for that. I just wanted to go home. And everyone's still telling me that I had a great performance, but it was like I didn't even place. I didn't even win. And it hit me so hard. And that was just the moment that's like, this is going to set you apart. Do you actually want to do this or not? And that hit me for real. To this day, that stuff hit me for sure. And for me to just be, no, this is like, I want to do this, and I'm fine with taking hits. And that's where I feel like a lot of artists fall. That's where a lot of people fall, is you're riding the happiness of, like, the wins of a career, you know, the wins of music. It's real fun when you start off and all your friends supporting you, and you got shows and wins, and win on top of win for sure. But when you really hit a loss, do you want to continue? Can you still find I actually want to continue to do this? You know?
Was there, like, just since the fact that you were in ATL and there's just so much more black people to begin with, did you realize that there was more to Blackness than you knew before?
For sure.
How so?
I was already insecure about my blackness and not even thinking that I'm black enough or whatever the thing is. And just being in Minnesota, we get a lot of our blackness pushed to the side, and we have to kind of subside to what the white folks are doing in a lot of situations. And we kind of lose our blackness in ways, or I felt so. And also being African, we have so many different cultures that are pushed in our face. We have white culture at school, we have African culture, Nigerian culture at home, and then black American culture, like, in certain areas in the world, you know? So it's like, we are mixed up all over the place, but being at HBCU just really taught me, like, it's all blackness. You're still black, and you're still just as black as the next person, you know?
So one of the things that I've realized, especially when it is in Minnesota, I was talking about this with Jandel, but like the caricatures that they make of Blackness here, there's only like 3, maybe 4 types of Blackness that you can really be. Yeah. And I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why it's so easy for a lot of black dudes to just like lose the path that they're trying to go on. Yeah. Because of like, I feel like there's so much benefits in just confiding in what like the white folks be like thinking this is what Blackness is. There's so much blessings that come from that. From if it's not like the praise and adulation, or if it's the advice to parties, or you win awards, just like things of that nature.
It just works. You figure out at some point like just do what they want you to do, and you get so far. I would have never gotten as far as I got in high school if I didn't just do what they wanted me to do to an extent. But then I figured out halfway through high school, that it's like you can just be yourself. Like you already have the privilege. They already give you the platform because you're black. So just use it properly.
Wait, what happened for you to really recognize that?
I got called out there too. I got called out in I was like one of the leaders or members of Dare to Be Real, which is like our civil rights group within the school for like our black kids, the few of us in the school to really come together. And there was one debate that we had one day of just like, just, I don't know, like what we were trying to plan and what we should do. And I spoke up, and one younger girl in the collective, in the group, came and said like, Mac, you shouldn't be talking because you're a sellout, that you just do whatever these white folks tell you. So you don't even appreciate what, like, your blackness in general. You are just a pawn to these white folks. And that just sat with me for so long, and I just had to start figuring out, like, what am I going to do? Like, because at that point, I'm like, I'm here trying to thrive, and I'm literally here thriving in this school because I am just doing whatever they say.
What was the take that you had?
I had to sit down and be quiet.
No. What did you say? That I was like, nah, bro, we're not even trying to hear it.
I don't even remember. It wasn't something. It was completely unrelated. To
it wasn't even wild. It
wasn't even wild. It wasn't like she was just like, nigga, shut up. Like you don't have no right to speak up at all. She just had enough of it that day. Like, it was like, you are here speaking like you supposed to be a leader of us, nigga. You are one of them. And that just sat with me, yo. Damn, shitty boy.
Oh, that is.
You ever had someone call you out before? Like, just genuinely call you like.
So not really, because the thing is, I tend to like, I talk so little to the point where it's like, if you're gonna call me on something, it's like, nah, die. I'm standing on this thing that I'm saying, because I just don't be just chatting. Because of one thing that I've learned, especially doing this is like, the more you talk, the more chances it is that you're gonna say something dumb.
Boy. Say it again. The more you talk, the higher chance it is for you to mess up, bro.
Because if it's like, if you're just continuously talking, you can't just always say smart stuff forever. So eventually, you're gonna slip up and say something that was just idiotic. And one, you need to know when to just say, you know what? It was just, I apologize. I was being wild.
You just know when it's just not. You don't have to have an opinion on everything.
Everything.
You don't have to have an opinion on everything.
Mm-hmm. And it's to the point where it's like, I feel like a lot of people that do just like talk, they try and like wash out the voices of everybody else because they just enjoy the way that they speak.
For sure.
So yeah, so it's not really like people like try and call me out because of, I feel like, no, that's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. But
you said no, we'll fight first.
Did you set yourself up to be the voice of the people? Was that what it was?
At high school?
Yeah. Because like,
it all played out that way. It played out that way. I don't want to even say that I was like the big voice of the people. I feel like I was definitely a vessel for sure, but there are people that were real voices for us. And if it wasn't for their voices, I wouldn't have been a voice, you know? So
of course.
But realistically, it did, like, my path throughout high school really, really helped a lot for me to get to even where I was within high school and just like now. For real.
What were the biggest things that you learned from your time at Clark Atlanta?
When to be quiet, when to stop talking, when to separate yourself, when you're not around the right people. You don't have to be nice to everybody. Like, not everybody deserves for you to be like, not like you can be respectful, but nice is different.
Okay.
Like,
what's the difference?
I feel like Minnesota nice is you are buddy with everybody.
Okay.
And everybody's not your friend. So there's no reason to be buddy with everybody. I can respect you. We are cool. We're acquaintances. I have no problems with you, and I respect you as another human being. But I have to treat you differently than I treat my friends. In Minnesota, we're trained to treat everybody like we're friends. And sadly, in the world we live in, not everybody's your friend. So it's just having to learn to go about that and, just pick and choose your battles and just, everybody fighting against everybody.
While you were at Clark, was that the first time when you met genuinely fine black women?
Man, you know what though?
That live in the aspects of their blackness. Though? What's up?
Being at Clark made me realize, although at the time it felt like, yes, this is the first time I've seen genuinely fine black women, it just made me realize you are ignoring the genuinely fine black women that you have at home, that you've been seeing every day.
Okay.
But you have now seen this, and this.
That you have no ties to.
That you have no ties to. But the whole time you had these same queens at the forefront. But you ain't even appreciate that because you were just blinded by everything else that was in front of you, and the only people that were giving you attention, the little white girls that were giving you attention.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean by that.
Tell them what you mean by that.
As a black man growing up in Minnesota, you have to experience white women, and you have to. I wouldn't say it's an obstacle, but it's something you have to go through.
Why?
Especially as like you're not an ugly black man, so you have to go about there are women, not even just white women, but they're more pushed at the forefront. And it's you have to experience these people are paying me attention while I feel as if these other women are not paying me attention, or they're just seeing themselves as my sisters, this, and this. They're not throwing themselves at me like other women are. So at a young age, it's just women are women, and I'm just gonna go for the people that are throwing themselves at me. I just gotta do this, and this. And at that point, that childish mindset is you get to neglecting everything else and people that you really need to rock with, and it leaves them feeling like they don't get no type of attention. They don't, none of that. And it just draws a wall between y'all. So even when it gets to a point of, no, I was never ignoring y'all. It was just that these people were giving more attention. It was no, that's a whole different story to them. They saw it from a whole different perspective. Which is completely agreeable and understandable.
You know, that is a very selfish thing that I've noticed, especially about black dudes. Sure. It's no one else in the world matters except for themselves.
Man.
And I feel like a lot of things with a lot of black dudes, they don't recognize that black people were also here right next to them, living through the same white Minnesota that you were talking about.
Living through worse.
Yeah, no.
That's the situation. Living through worse. But it's all trauma, bro. It's all past deeply rooted trauma of all that stuff. But as black men, we know we go through our own troubles for sure. But within it, we are also trained to be pretty selfish.
No,
we know we're supposed to I guess be providers and be take control of the family and all that kind of stuff, and watch over others. But it's still really about ourselves in a way. It's weird.
Was being in Clark the reason why you're doing R&B and rap and stuff like that, and then when you came here, you kind of switched it over to Afro, or what happened?
Nope, I've been doing all of it since. I was mainly doing rap beforehand. Then I really just personally started rocking with my R&B stuff more. Then I started doing more R&B, but then I started rocking with Afro so much, and now I'm trying to just combine everything. Just do everything, because I don't think there's any weak point. It's just
so there's nothing that really pushed you to start making different type of music.
I just always wanted to make different music because music is just a universal language, and you have the ability to talk to everybody in the world through your music. Just talk to everybody. You don't got to direct it towards one person, because people don't. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody can relate to it.
That's fair. I get you. How do you feel now that Afro music and Afro beats are becoming more Americanized?
It's about damn time.
Really?
It's about time. It's about time. They're not even really woken up yet.
Oh, of
but
course.
It's about time. We have pioneers that are doing what they got to do, but they're not even fully woken up yet. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be a wave. It's gonna be the number one genre in the world. I'm saying it now.
That's fair. That's
It
fair.
will be within the next 3 years.
Next 3?
It's gonna be the number one genre in the world.
Why do you think so?
It's music originated from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
It's only right to just go full circle back to the root. Like that, it's only as big as it is right now because people have realized that everybody can vibe to this kind of music, and so you can rap in Afro music, you can sing in Afro music, you can dance in Afro music, you can give any type of vibe. You can give pop stuff, you can give the white folk club jams, like all that kind of stuff within Afro music. You can do all of that. It's not just that you can speak a different language, and it also allows people to speak a different language. It allows people to speak gibberish. It allows you to do anything you want to. It's freedom within it. So people gravitate to the freedom. There's just so much. We have R&B singers in Afro. Everybody here singing the Love One CT. You can make a bad man sing. You know what I'm saying? That's R&B, but it's Afro. You know?
Okay. There's just so much more layers. Okay, you know what? I'll give that. I'll give that. Because the reason why I bring this up, now that Afro beats and it's just like a natural, you're not like being African is not weird anymore. Do you think that kind of like when we were younger, African booty scratcher was a whole thing and all that was like happening, right? Yep. Do you feel like there's a reluctance to the change, or do you feel like Africans are spinning back with like honestly more fury? Because the more that I really think and really sit with this idea, it seems like Africans are trying to just wash black people away and just say, you know what? We're all just African now.
Because everybody is African.
But don't you think that's kind of wild though?
It's just that I just think it's wild that we can still have this war of I'm black and I'm African. That's just what's getting washed. Like I feel like we're trying to wash that type of thing. Not that, I guess if we were to say, at the end of the day, if you have black skin, if you have brown skin, whatever kind of shade, you are black. You're black. And everyone that is black originated from Africa. Everybody originated from Africa. So we're all African. I just don't people would make different things like, how could me and you, okay, let me say me. How could I be an African booty scratcher if when they would call me African booty scratcher, I've never been to Africa. I never touched Africa. I've been in America the same way you've been in America. How am I an African booty scratcher? Because my parents are from Africa? But you don't think if you went back just a few more generations, just because your parents don't speak your language, I'm African booty scratcher and you aren't. Because you just like, people are just, black people just need to get out of that mindset.
The reason why I bring it up, because I've never heard a black person, like a black American, have that conversation where it's like, yeah, no, we and Africans, we're all together. We should all just be Africans. I've only heard that with Africans. Where
we should all just be Africans?
Yeah. Because like a thing that I've noticed, especially in this state, especially in this place, when I go to like colleges in Minnesota, it's Africans. It's not black people. There's not like black people that are in college. Where it's to the point where it's like, I feel like, for example, in St. Thomas, our Black Empowerment Student Association, our own Africans. BSU, it's just Africans. Just all Africans. Like our board members, literally, yeah, everybody on the board is African. African is hell. If it's not from there's Nigerians, there's Ethiopians and stuff like that. In comparison with the African Student Association, where they're all as well Africans, right? So as we are having this conversation of the black diaspora, it's just a bunch of Africans talking to each other. In comparison to like when I've been out to the East Coast or the West Coast, when I've been around more just pure black people, that's not really the way that they're feeling on the same subject.
That's up because I guess we are all different though. Like we have different upbringings than other people that were raised in Brooklyn Park or wherever else, you know. So it's like they can be different. Everybody can be different. I just don't feel like why are we dragging the other? Because we're similar, yo. Like I don't know. Like in America, we're just black. In America, we're black. We can bring the African culture out. Like now the Africans are being more, like it's more acceptable to be African. Now we have black people that are going and doing Ancestry.com trying to see where they're from in Africa. All of a sudden you care. It's like there's no reason to, like, just stay how you are, yo. It's like, I don't know. People just drag it trying to get to more roots and stuff, but it's an age-old conversation that all us black folks gotta have at some point. Because why are we dividing it? Why are we doing too much? I know it's a difference, but like,
it's not that much.
For it to be a problem, for my parents to be raising me on some "don't be like this, Black American," and for black people to be like, these Africans are this and we are this type of stuff. Like, it's just wow.
Because like even having African parents, right?
Right.
The only correlation that I feel like they have to black people,
right.
It's not that they look down. It's more like they look at them as if they're lazy, and that's something that I've noticed.
They
especially
look at
with
them
with
like
African,
white people look at them.
Like
it's crazy, and people I can't drag it more, yo. Like African parents damn near look at Black Americans
damn near worse,
way.
Bro.
It's damn near worse.
Near worse.
That is
bro.
like, ew,
bro. Africans hate black people the way white people hate poor white people. That's really the way it is.
No cap. Well, that's
a whole other conversation to have with the older folks.
Okay.
Since you've been a promoter recently, how do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I'm a host. I think there's a difference between a host and a promoter, but I guess I promote some events, so it's like not strictly. I don't promote none of that. I'm like not necessarily a part of it unless I just rock with the people. But like, I don't get paid to promote stuff. But
okay.
Like,
how's it being a host then?
A host is great. I really rock with it. I think it's teaching me a lot.
What do you mean?
It's teaching me a lot of like, it's like basically to me, I see it as like performing other people's songs and just seeing like firsthand how to interact with the crowd every week. You know, so it's just seeing what I can do to get the crowd engaged in this, to get them up here, get them down here, whatever the thing is. But now I can take that practice and elevate it to my own artistry.
What's some of the wildest shit you've seen as a host?
And you see a lot of stuff, yo. Like club culture is completely different.
What you mean?
So it's like club culture is different from like a concert culture, like what everything is. Like clubs are, there's so many hierarchies. There's so many people that walk in and they have a section, so they feel like they the top dog. I guess you top dog of the night, forever, whatever, for having a section. But it's like people can spend so much money. How men act with women, how women act within the club, how it's so much stuff that goes into it.
What do you mean? How people just act?
There's just hierarchy. Like it's like people come into the club and they have a whole different persona in a club. Like you imagine a dude comes and drops 700 on a section and like a bottle, and a guy's here like just barking around orders, like all types of stuff. You are the man of the day today, but you gotta wake up tomorrow morning and go to work at your cubicle. You still have to go to work. Like you still a normal guy, but today you was top dog. But then next week, if you come in and you don't have a section, now you one of the people on the floor. You trying to, hey, big bro, can I get in your section? I can put up this.
I can put up. Nah, it's insane.
People, I've seen full grown men. Oh God, I've seen grown men really bow down to younger niggas, like real like younger niggas. It's really insane. It's insane.
See, oh my God.
It's a crazy type of culture, and man, respect for people's selves go out the window. There's all types of stuff. People do crazy stuff, man.
Yeah. So I've been going to your to watch you like hoes and shit. And we get like a little section, you know, some slight, right?
Of course, Fridays at Monarch. Friday at Monarch.
And a thing that I find like super interesting is like when I watch the other people in the section,
right.
Because the deep in my heart, I don't believe they get bitches outside this context.
They don't.
They just do not get no bitches.
You put them in front of them. You put women in front of them.
And
that's like,
it's to the point where I'm thinking to myself where it's like, no one is going home with anybody that's in this section right now. So you bought the bottles, you bought the Coke bottles, they went and did their dance. That dance is so demeaning. Y'all gotta have them stop doing that dance. Because
It's their job, yo.
When I tell you, you know when they come, they bring the bottle, right? I looked one in the eye and she just looked like, sad. I hate everything. I hate everyone.
They have, people got to give them a lot more respect for that job. They go through a lot every night,
bro.
Yo.
Half naked to deal with dudes that feel entitled to them being half naked.
Man, I can't. Boy.
It's insane to me.
But they go through it because niggas just don't know how to act. You feel like you can treat anyone anyway because you came and dropped $800. Like,
and the thing is, $800, bro.
There are people that pay women to be in their section. I hope y'all know that.
We'll get to that conversation. We'll get to that conversation because you just said $800 to get inside a section, right? I remember when I was in New York, 3 bands.
3 bands.
3 bands like for a section.
That's for a decent,
For a smooth one. We only got 2 bottles. 3 bands.
Just for show. It's not for whatever. It's not to go and get drunk. You could buy the shots at the bar for way, way, way less. It is everything about a club and a section and everything like that is just for show.
It's just for
just for the look of it. It's not that you actually, most of the time you don't even care about the people that are in your section. It's just that I need to look like I have pull like this. I need to look like I can bring people outside because of me. And then everybody enjoying, I'm going to buy the most expensive bottle just for the look of it. That's why when you buy a more expensive bottle, watch the DJ's reaction. Watch how the DJ or the host is supposed to be. That they are here gassing the hell out of you. You think it's because they actually care? You think it's because they actually care? It's because they want you to be spending more money like that just for you to be gassed, for your head to be gassed at the time. Bro. For you to look like a big dog at the time. Bro. You just dropped the bands to look big. And at the end of it, after you get that bottle, after whatever thing is, everybody looks from you and looks away. Your moment is over. You paid 3 bands for a moment. And we all going to go home. We're not going to think of, man, that dude really dropped 3 bands on that Bel Air. He was really like that. I really wish I could get like him next time. I'm not thinking that. There's more to life. They're going to forget you. They're already drunk. They don't even know who you are.
Bro.
Man.
Bottles in New York, bro. And they went and brought the bottles that did the whole night, bro. We were in the section. 20 women. We had 20 women among like the 7 us dudes, right? Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, I just started to look. I was like, there's just less and less women. Where are they going? Just for me to look around.
That other sections.
Not even sections. Regular dudes just at the bar, just chatting it up. And they're just like, no. And
Imagine you pay each woman to come in your section to look like you have the pull like that. You order bottles, all that kind of stuff. And then at the end of the day, she leaves with somebody else that wasn't in your section. She leaves with somebody that was just in the crowd.
That didn't get a section.
That didn't bring her here. Keep that in mind. Not that she's obligated to leave with you, but you are here paying all that bread thinking that now she's going to for sure leave with me because I was missed the money back. And now you are broke and sad and alone at the crib. And nobody remembers you. Just do better, y'all. Everybody just do better.
Real quick before we cut out. So they pay people to be in sections?
Yeah. Some people. They're not going to speak on who.
They're not just ruin your own bag. But
that's going to ruin their stuff because that's...
Because of I've met people where it's like, oh yeah, no. Sometimes people just send me like a couple hundred to pull up to this club or a couple hundred to come sit next to them, take pictures, look bad, Okay. How does that start? What is going? I don't know why, but I can't wrap my own brain around it. Do you get more money at the end of the day from them, from having the people come and sit there and look like they're having fun?
Mix this up. But yeah, you could. It could be more of a thing of it's a good look for me, so that could bring me more of pull attention, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but it could contribute to it.
Is it just part of the culture?
It's more part of the look and part of the culture. You're not gonna mix it up.
What? This is what he's been doing.
I forgot this is in my pocket and I pulled it out since the beginning. You want me to solve it? I'm gonna try to solve it. Go continue. I'm finna solve it, yo. I'm finna solve it. We got how many more minutes? I'm finna solve it in the meantime.
I feel it. I feel it. But
it's weird.
Do you feel like that's part of the industry, and do you think that's needed in the industry?
The way culture is, the way like people are, people don't like to be anywhere that women aren't. No matter what. On that. Women don't like to be anywhere that women aren't there. And men don't like to be anywhere that women aren't there.
That conversation we had with
yeah. I'm telling you. If women aren't there, it's not gonna be a crowd. I'm telling you, and people know that, so they just are trying to capitalize off that.
Because of that's one thing that I remember. Remember when we had a little birthday party for me, right?
Yeah.
And then a couple of those, it was like 4 women at first, and it was sitting in the crowd, right? Or sitting inside your apartment. And I was like, if these are the only people that pull up, I will tell everyone that I told to pull up to go home now, right now.
Man,
because of one of the things that I always realize when you are having events and stuff like that, if you're not able to have like women around you, if you're trying to like do something, it's like, I don't know why, but I feel like the first thing that comes to mind is like, why don't you have women friends? Do you just constantly hang around women?
As a woman?
Are you just
or as a dude?
Both. Just both.
Like, why don't you feel like men gotta have women friends?
Yes, bro.
Really?
I feel like I'm not saying you're misogynistic deep down in your soul, but I feel like it's partially because it's like, so you can't keep women around you that you're not fucking. Now what is?
Can men and women be just friends?
Yes, sir. Yes. Good. I feel like it's because
for sure they can.
That's just a wild question. Yeah, no, niggas are just not such socialized with women at a young enough age, so it gets to the point where they get older and all they're thinking about is fucking, and it just ruins it.
Wow, elaborate on that.
Because of niggas. Oh my god, one thing that I always realize about women, they can always see once you're horny. Breathe. I always tell dudes.
Can women actually always tell when you bro? You feel like, or is it just like you were just doing too much? That's why I can tell.
You were doing too much. It's just like the aura of the conversation just changed. Because now I know
because you. Because now you just.
I know it. I know
so
it.
Now you as a guy did too much.
Yes, most definitely.
You feel like do you feel like you can tell when a woman just wants to fuck?
When they just want to fuck? No. That's my whole thing is I keep quiet until they speak.
Speak with your chest. About it, so. Until you say with your chest. That's it. That's my whole thing.
I shoot thinking that's the word, and it's just. No, I'll just bring friendly. Get the fuck away from me. Yeah, no, I can't.
That's just. No, but what if they don't say with their chest? You just leave it.
That is between them and God. It's just them.
I
and
agree.
God.
I agree, and that's for every guy. Just leave it.
It seems like
it's just you don't gotta force nothing.
It needs to be something blatant. That needs to be the point where you have to go and just shoot. Nigga actually solved it. Nigga actually solved it.
Shout out Ward, yo. Shout out YouTube.
Oh wow.
Man,
that is impressive. Very, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
I feel like people just pick up on such stupid things. That's ADD though.
No, I feel like I feel right before we get out of here. Do you think Right Back was a good project?
Of course.
How so?
I feel like it's just something that people aren't doing. I don't see a lot of people like trying to make their projects cohesive, tell a story, and have meaning behind everything, you know, and just it being general, being relatable, and also having just bangers on there, you know. So I feel like it just gave you everything you needed. You got it within it.
I feel that. Looking back,
you think Right Back was a good project?
There's a couple good songs. Yes, there's a couple good songs. I always say Vulnerable is your best song.
Okay.
I always say that one's also always your best song.
For sure. I appreciate that.
You should make a visual to that when you're talking on the phone, but niggas don't want to listen. It's insane. It is just insane.
Any videographers, y'all come shoot?
At this point.
Shout out, you know.
But we come to that point of wish I had a sensei where my guest goes and say some things where they wish they had some advice growing up, some advice for them right now, or some advice for the future.
I wish when I was younger, I had advice to just like, you know, just take the world as it comes. You don't gotta please everybody. It's not possible to please everybody, and just proceed to be you, yo. And if people don't rock with you, they don't gotta be with you. Just be you.
All right.
Be yourself.
All right, y'all. And we out.